This Raptors-Wizards trade is centered around Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is going to be one of the topics of conversation up until the start of the NBA regular season. He is one of the biggest stars that could be available in a trade moving forward. It is unknown if the Washington Wizards will look to make a move, but if they do, there will be plenty of teams interested in a deal. One team that could make a call is the Toronto Raptors. It has been 2 years now since Toronto was hoisting the Larry O'Brien Trophy. They were led to a title by Kawhi Leonard and could be in search of another star to help them win another. Toronto did not compete this season, but they could become a bit more consistent with a regular offseason. Kyle Lowry left in a sign-and-trade deal with the Miami Heat. This leaves a hole in the backcourt that the Raptors could be looking to fill. This is where Beal would be an immediate benefit. It all comes down to the plan that Washington has moving forward. Beal has shown great loyalty to the team that drafted him. He has not expressed interest in being traded, and it is unknown if he will be. The Wizards should listen to offers since they are a rebuilding team. John Wall was sent to Houston at the beginning of the season, but the front office decided to hang on to Beal. They were led to the playoffs with the duo of Beal and Russell Westbrook. He is now with the Los Angeles Lakers, and Beal could be the next one moved. This is one of the biggest blockbusters that could happen this offseason. Here is what it might take to get this deal done between the Raptors and Wizards. Toronto Raptors received Bradley Beal, Davis Bertans. Washington Wizards received Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, 2022 first-round pick, 2024 first-round pick, 2026 first-round pick. There are few bigger names on the trading block this offseason than Bradley Beal. He will provide an immediate spark to any team he goes to, and this is why there will be plenty of suitors. Beal would be going to Toronto here in this particular NBA trade scenario, along with Davis Bertans, who signed a deal with the Wizards last year. The Raptors would have decisions to make on who to send back in the deal. If they want to keep the backcourt intact, that means Pascal Siakam would be the logical choice. They would also get OG Anunoby and 3 first-round picks over the next few years. Pulling off a trade to acquire one of the league's top scorers would not come without great expense, but could prove to be quite worthwhile for the Raptors. With Scotty Barnes now in the fold, Toronto could involve Siakam in a trade to balance the roster. If the Wizards were to desire to remain competitive after making a trade centered around Beal, the Raptors would be an intriguing trade partner to consider. There could be some key pieces to pair with Spencer Dinwiddie going forward. Let's take a closer look and see how this NBA trade scenario centered around Bradley Beal would impact both the Toronto Raptors and Washington Wizards. Would this trade make sense for the Toronto Raptors? When one star leaves, it is time to get another. Kyle Lowry is one of the best players in Toronto Raptors history, and he is now with the Miami Heat. It is a difficult hole to fill, but Beal is one of the players that would be able to do so right away. This move would solidify the backcourt of the Raptors moving forward. There were plenty of inconsistencies in Toronto this offseason, and they began in the front court. The Raptors lacked depth down low, and this showed early on. Fred VanVleet was a priority last season, and now, the front office could set sights on getting him some more help in the backcourt. This is the most important aspect of a team, and the Raptors could complete this by adding Beal. Toronto has been competing over the last few years, but that was not the case this past season. To get back near the top of the standings, Toronto needs to add more star power to keep up with the Milwaukee Bucks and Brooklyn Nets. This would be one of the biggest blockbusters that could be made this offseason. The Raptors would benefit immediately, and if there is one person who could pull it off, it is Masai Ujiri. Would this trade make sense for the Washington Wizards? When John Wall was sent away, it was assumed that Bradley Beal would be next. They decided to hang on to him at the trade deadline in hopes of making the postseason. They were able to accomplish this, but it will be difficult to repeat with Westbrook in Los Angeles. Now, it seems like the best time to get a return on Beal. There is no better time to move Beal. His value is sky high because of his raw ability to put the ball in the basket. Washington needs to blow it up. They have been a dysfunctional franchise for years now. The Wizards have not made the right decisions, and now they could make one. Siakam is a legitimate force in the frontcourt and knows how to win. Anunoby is another starting caliber player that can come in and produce right away. Beal is worth a huge return, and that is what Washington would be getting. There is no harm in moving Beal. Aside from emotional attachments, fans should be happy with the return they would get from any team. Washington would just have to decide which is the best and would benefit them moving forward. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.